So,
well, welcome back to the Sat Nav to Life. What are you pointing at?
oh, I thought that red spot down there was recording. Oh,
It's recorded now.
Yeah.
There you go. The Sat Nav is set. Eddie's
I
come
think,
to wave at you.
I think we look like Zig and Zag.
Yeah, Eddie's come to do some. Oh, we don't want to know what Eddie's doing. He's carrying poo past the window.
Do you have a gnome that picks up after your
you
dog?
wanted to chat about gnomes.
No, just say, do you have a gnome that picks up after your dog? We do.
Just walk past the window.
He looks really happy as well.
So, gnomes.
Yeah. Should you or should you not have a gnome?
In the garden or
Well, one that
else?
picks up after your dog is invaluable.
Gnomes. Well, the funniest gnome I've seen is one that came from France, and it's a large gnome. I mean, not because most gnomes are that size, aren't they? This was a big gnome.
No, the ones in Asda are huge.
Right. Well, how big is a gnome?
Well, only a gnome knows that.
How big does a gnome become before it's not a gnome?
I think don't gnomes come from like Scandinavia?
I don't know anything about gnomes.
Yeah, they come from somewhere.
They come from.
No, I mean, they just don't come from garden centres and Asda, right? What I mean is, their origins
come from somewhere.
Yeah, I think they come from like Scandinavia. They're like really seen as real things.
All right.
They're not just in eating blight.
Well, I was going to say, the thing is I saw was the one we got from France was pretty big as gnomes go, and it was just a guy having a wee.
Yeah. That's awful, isn't it?
Yeah.
I know. I think gnomes, right?
I'm doing a side subject now because it's popped in my head.
Subject?
Yeah, side subject.
What, do gnomes actually pee?
Well, no. Do you agree or do you disagree? Because it's always been a bit of a funny, contentious subject with me and my nephew.
Well, that's a big, long word. Go on.
And there's this garden with a cherub.
Cherub.
Is that the one? Yeah,
Not
that's
cherub.
the word.
Cherub.
That's the word.
Cherub's right. If a
We never
cowboy
said we
with
were
a list.
educated.
No, that's a cowboy with a list, right? Something cherub.
Nobody was offended during this video.
only the sheriffs.
Anyway, one of them in the garden.
Yeah, he loves it.
And he having a wee.
Yeah.
Why would you put that in your garden? That's rude, surely.
Especially when you've got little kids going past that shout at the top of the
Next to
voice
school, and they're all going,
a wee.
that boy's having
A
a wee.
wee. I just wonder now, because gnomes have gone a little bit, what's the word?
Uncensored.
Yeah, uncensored. They're no longer, what's the word when you can't do something? There's a word for it when you...
Sat nav to life.
Yeah, there's a word when things are like, there's not no boundaries, but there's no protocol anymore, whatever you call it, with the gnomes. What do you call it?
Well,
like, they're uncensored.
Yeah.
I mean, some gnomes, some things you see, for some people can be quite offensive. I'm just glad that the Asda ones aren't doing that yet. You know, like doing moonies and things. I expect, right, to be fair, that the ones that hold in the fishing rods would love to do a moonie at us, and that's
the best gnome I've ever seen. And you know when you're walking along and you see something funny and you just laugh out loud. You can't help it. Spontaneously laugh out loud. And it's really funny and you're like
when people fall over.
Yeah. Well, that's not that sort of funny, but
that's sadistic funny, isn't it?
Yeah, that's yeah. So I went to this house and it had a traditional concrete gnome pushing his wheelbarrow.
Bless him.
But someone had knocked his head off.
Oh no.
And his head was in the wheelbarrow and he's looking out going So he's just pushing, the body is pushing his head along, just going. Now I couldn't help it. I laughed out loud, and I took a photo of it. And if I see that photo now, it still makes me giggle all these years later. It's just something about that photo. It was the head going.
It must have been
so chuffed with himself, pushing his head along in the wheelbarrow.
Must have been fun. It must have been from the French Revolution, mustn't he?
Guillotine.
Yeah, it's guillotine. Exactly about it. He's a very posh gnome. He was an aristocrat of gnomes. Carries his head around.
So we got two questions that's come out of this. How big is a gnome before a gnome is not a gnome?
Well, then that causes kind of problems, really, doesn't it? Because also you've got other small people in the world, like
pixies.
No, like you've got real people that are like midgets and dwarfs.
Right.
Shall I tell you about the story about me in the lift? I was doing my A-levels and I was late and I was rushing. And I ran into the lift and I had a backpack full of books that need to go back to the library. And as I ran into the lift, I turned around right to put what floor I wanted. I had boom, boom. And as I turned around again, boom, boom. I thought, what on earth is that? So when I got out of the lift, I looked back in
when
the
I got
door.
out of the lift, you're looking around like this. Why did you not see anything?
I did, and then there's this poor battered dwarf in the back of the lift. I had to go and pick him up and dust him down. I couldn't apologise enough. I just didn't see him. And then one day I was cleaning, right? I had a cleaning job. No, I had a cleaning job once, right? I won't tell you where because that's funny in itself, right? But anyway, got to keep some decorum.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me, I was hoovering away, and at the back of me, I heard somebody ask directions to what I do when I was cleaning. And I turned around like you do, straightened up. I couldn't see anybody. And I'm like this. And then the voice goes, do you know where so I had to look down. There's another one. I just wish.
What you imagined them?
I tell you what, right? I just wish I looked as good as Snow White. But I don't. They do follow me around. But that poor one in the lift, it was boom. I must have knocked him out.
If anyone's offended by this, I
did apologise to both of them.
She's knocked over.
I picked him up and everything.
The funniest thing out of that is you're only about 5 foot yourself.
4'11". I could be a gnome knocking down a dwarf.
Whacked him in the face like
I did.
Like
I don't even want to know where I hit him. He was just dishevelled on the floor. I tell you what.
So we've established that a gnome has to be under that height.
Yeah, but unless the gnome's working Asda.
And not real.
Now they are real.
What gnomes?
Yeah, apparently a friend of mine's just written a book about an experience called the Wollongton Gnomes. These children were out playing one day and they come across these gnomes driving brightly coloured cars. And yeah, they were driving cars.
Like Noddy.
Yeah, like Noddy. Well, I don't know if Noddy's a gnome, but like Noddy. And these children watched these gnomes for a long time, and then the gnomes went. And the kids went home and told their parents. And there's been a big investigation. This was a few years ago.
How do you investigate a kid's story about seeing gnomes?
I don't know, because the thing is, it wasn't just one child. It was a whole load of children. Anyway, the thing is, if you go on to the YouTube channel Hare in the Hawthorn, Kate Ray, she's written a whole book all about the Wollongton Gnomes. I think I probably pronounced it wrong, but just go on there and she'll tell you about it. Well, she won't tell you about it. You need to find the channel, the program bit, the blog bit. No, just scroll down and find it.
Dig yourself a hole. Carry on.
Yeah. Good book.
So do you approve or disapprove of gnomes?
I don't.
Write it in the comments below. And do you disapprove or approve of gnomes?
I don't mind those gnomes with their clothes on, but I don't like the big Asda ones.
big ass ones or big Asda ones?
No. I'll tell you a funny story about the big Asda ones, right? A friend of my husband was moving and she had some big gnomes from Asda. We're not sponsored by Asda, but they just happened to be in Asda. Don't know, I've never seen them anywhere else. And she said she had these 3 big gnomes, mum, dad and a baby, and she had no room in the garden, would be like them. And before my husband got his brain in his mouth organised, he said, yeah. So I looked out the window and I had these ginormous gnomes on the lawn. Well, I'm not keen on them because I think they're a bit scary, but the cleaner in my husband's place walked past and fell in love with them. So I said, if she gets in the car real quick, we could drive him down to her house in secret and she could have them and Eddie's workmate wouldn't know. She would just think we put them around the back.
Now he knows.
Well, she does know, because we told her eventually.
Oh, right.
But yeah, you should have seen her. She tried getting 3 big gnomes in a small little Nissan quietly.
Why did they make a lot of noise? Did they protest? Don't put me in there. Don't put me in there.
Yeah, kind of like that.
It's in my head.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why maybe that's why that other head was in the wheelbarrow, because someone
couldn't get him in the car.
The
What about when those gnomes go missing and people get postcards from around the world from gnomes?
Yeah, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know how that happens.
Do you know, you mentioned Asda so many times.
So many other times.
So many other
I don't even
times.
shop at Asda.
No, do you know the band ABBA?
Yeah.
If the two men were called Steve and Dave,
Yeah.
what would it be called? Tick tock.
Don't know, what would it be called?
Think about it.
Oh, it'd be AS. Oh, it'd be Asda.
Oh God.
I wonder what group makes up
She
Tesco's.
teaches for a living.
Yeah, I wonder what group makes up Tesco's. It's not the Pet Shop Boys,
Terry.
because they're a pets at home.
Terry, Edward,
Colin.
Stephanie. What do you mean, Colin?
It's Tesco's. It's got an O in it. I see. I mean, see. Don't
You were
disown
right,
me.
just in the wrong order.
Yeah, I'm dyslexic. Why do you seem so surprised? I'd be on University Challenge, but I can't spell it. Don't know where my applications are going. Universal credit.
What names you got after? What letters have you got after your name? Don't matter. They're going to be wrong anyway.
Yes, it's just the alphabet, but arranged differently.
So, Gnomes, room 101 or not?
And only the ones that are a bit rude.
You can't divide them. Segregating Gnomes now.
No,
They have to stay together.
No, I think they have to stay, because there'd be a lot of old ladies that'd be really sad if they went. Because we deliver sometimes, don't we? And it's just...
There used to be a house in Penhill that had gnomes all over the roof, at the door, and
There's one-
around the
there's-
garden. That's all gone now, but there's a house.
No, they
full of
moved to
gnomes.
Pinehurst.
Gnomes are evolving now as well, aren't they? Because you've got these new casts that are being made with different things. Like there's a house that's full of, I don't know the name of them, but in Jurassic Park, you get the little tiny.
Oh, that's
dinosaurs.
Yvonne's house.
Well,
Yeah,
they're
they've got
wonderful.
dinosaurs. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what the name of that little dinosaur is, but you know the scene where they're running through the river and all these little creatures jump
Chickens.
on them. They're not chickens.
That's where chickens come from. They're little raptors, aren't they?
They're little raptors, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I do love those. I do love those.
So I think gnomes are evolving, and the best one I've seen,
Yeah.
which I said to my nan recently that I'd take a photo of, and then when I drove there, gone. So I don't know. I don't know if the guy just naturally put it in his back garden, or whether someone.
No, he's sending postcards from around the world.
Yeah, it was a full size ET.
Really? On a bike?
No,
Oh, so I love that one.
he was never on the bike anyway, was he? He was in the basket.
Yeah, but he's still on the bike though, technically.
Technically,
Yeah. Like I said, because isn't ET's not that big?
ET. Well, he is.
But he was a bit bigger than the gnome.
Well, he's about 3 foot, isn't he? 3.5 foot.
What are you asking me for?
You're closer to being there than I was.
Yeah, but to be honest, right, everything on the TV is bigger than what it should be anyway. And the boy was only little. We don't know how big the boy was. We got nothing to go. This is what we call an algebra question. We have an ET, we have a boy, ET.
What about now?
Algebra, you really got to find out the missing thing. You know, AB equals X.
The boy is so tall.
Yeah.
ET is so tall.
E towards the anomaly, so he's X.
How many miles to Paris?
Yeah, so it's like
I
ET.
never understood those questions.
No. Some of my children that I teach are doing maths exams, and they've been telling me about Pythagoras' law.
It's Pharaoh, isn't he?
No, he's an Egyptian. No, he's not an Egyptian. He's a Greek. He's not an Egyptian. He's dead anyway.
They're all gone.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense. When they explain it to me, it makes sense. But when I'm going shopping, I don't... Half the stuff I learn, never used. Not even in teaching.
So, all right. So we've established gnomes. What else have you seen? What else shouldn't be in gardens?
Shouldn't be in gardens.
Write your comments below. What else shouldn't be in gardens, in your opinion? And also, you can put underneath subjects that you want us to talk about, and we'll give you a shout out for the subject.
Loose dogs.
Oh, that's a good one.
Loose dogs should not be in the garden.
Right, I'll tell you a quick funny story about that.
Go on, Em.
So I had a neighbour called Jason, and me and Jason went for a period. We were a bit skint. We were working like everyone does, but money wasn't enough to make ends meet. So this other chap come along and he goes, "Would you deliver these leaflets for us?" So I said, "Yeah, all right." So I asked Jason, and Jason was fit as a fiddle, a lot more fitter than I was. So he was like, "Yeah, I'm up for that exercise. That'd be fine. You know, get paid to walk. It's fine." We were chatting. So if I do it with the camera, we're going up the gardens level. The doors are level. So we're doing the gardens and we're chatting up the gardens, and then we turn and we post a leaflet and we come back and we go like this and we come back and we chat. So you get the idea. And we're just having a chat as we do this. Well, we've done about 20 sets, and on the 21st set we comes up and both of us have got gates that we have to open. So we open the gate, shut the gate, I don't know why, just polite. Open, shut the gate, walk up the garden, chatting away. I turn, so I don't see. I turn to put my leaflet through the letterbox. And as I turn back round, I already see Jason at the end of the garden clearing a 5-bar gate. He literally was in the air clearing this 5-bar gate, and I watch him land and roll in the road, and I'm thinking, Jesus, man, I've only just gone and put the leaflet through the door. There was a big Alsatian there by the door, and that was it. He chased him all the way down the garden.
I don't mind dogs being in anybody's garden as long as there's like some kind of notification.
Yeah,
because it is. I mean, that time that Rottweiler got me. I was delivering some leaflets and the front door was open, and this Rottweiler came out, and there's no way I could outrun a Rottweiler, and I was so in it. It had me trapped in the corner, and the woman didn't come and get it. She just yelled at it, which made the situation a lot worse. I was absolutely petrified.
Come here, Boris. Boris. You're not
it's called Lollipop.
Boris,
Lollipop, come here, Lollipop.
Yeah, that is so annoying.
That's scary, that is.
So I'm going to go on a side subject for that.
Yeah.
We just said about people who do just sort of lamely call their things children in restaurants.
Called children in restaurants?
Children in restaurants.
Okay, children in restaurants.
So you're the two parents sat there having a drink, they're out having their cream tea, whatever they're having it, and the kids running bloody riot over there, and they go, Dave, behave. Dave, behave. That's not discipline, is it?
You can't hit children. Go to prison for that. Don't you?
You can make them sit down.
Yeah, but
You still pick them up
by
the ear and sit in that chair and behave.
I know a lot of people are not going to like me for this.
Oh, well, that's the end of the channel. Nice knowing you. Thanks, everyone.
I do think I don't mind dogs going to restaurants if they sit outside. Yeah.
Oh, we're enemies now.
No, because it's not fair on the little dogs.
It's not fair on the dogs.
I don't think it's fair on the dogs because a lot of restaurants are really bunched up and you get a lot of people in there and the dogs can't get out the way and people don't always know they're there and they get trodden on.
Oh yeah, it depends on the situation.
Yeah,
it depends on the size of the restaurant. But me and Peggy go away, and there's a place. Well, it used to be an old mechanics workshop, a huge garage, and it's now.
If you're not
turned
going to
into a
stand on
restaurant.
Jack.
I know Jack is 4 stone and about the size of a gnome.
Yeah, but you see these tiny little chihuahuas on the floor. It's scary.
And I mean large gnome, and this. And he sits with us. He's at the table, sort of there, and they give him a bowl of water, and he has some. It's a pizza mostly shop. You can have other stuff, but it's mainly a pizza shop. And we cut the pizza, and he has a slice, and we eat the rest. And he's treated as a guest in that place.
Yeah, well, that's very rare, though, isn't it?
And there's also where we go away. There's a dog cafe.
Yeah, but I don't mind because the people know. But I get frightened when I go in there and I can hear a dog and I don't know where it is. And I get frightened that I'm going to stand on it or the waitress is going to trip over it.
Because most times you can't go somewhere. If you're a dog owner.
Yeah, I do appreciate that, but it just frightens me.
You need to be able to have dog-friendly places.
It just frightens me.
And like today,
could they not cordon them off?
You can't sit in the garden today, can you?
No, but if they had like you know when you go into some pubs, they have like family area and quiet area. Then
Depends on the size of the pub, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, I just think if I had an area so that I don't have to be scared when I go in with stepping on the dogs, because that frightens me. Because when I got a tray of tea in front of me, I can't really see a dog under the tray when I'm walking.
A tray of tea.
Yeah, and imagine if you tripped over the dog and then you scolded it with hot tea.
Yeah, okay, I understand that. But,
that does work. That
so I think
does
it depends
me.
on the venue rather than banning them.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah. I get it. For me, it's a concern because I'm worried, especially when waitresses it's really busy and they're running around. And next minute they could just go down. Who would be responsible for that? The dog owners or the restaurant when she's, has to get compensation.
I don't think we could go that far, but all right.
No, because you've got to put it in the accident book.
Yeah.
Whoa! Well, I'm really sorry if I've offended anybody. I didn't mean to, but...
Apologies to all gnomes. The time's out.
And all dog owners.
We haven't got a saying yet, so we'll just see on the next one.
Yeah.
What were usual saying?
Safe journeys, sat night to life.
What was it about a lay-by?
We're sat in the lay-by talking to you now. So
That's not what you said earlier.
Oh, what did I say earlier?
Swing into the lay-by or something bizarre.
Yeah, we're in the lay-by. We're in the lay-by because we're in Sat Nav for Life and we just stopped in the lay-by to give you a chat in the studio. You can see that our van life's very big.
Yeah, whatever.
People
See you later.
can ask us what our van looks like.
Yeah. Bye.
This could be a van.